To the replay, it was a cracking game. There were some great individual performances, great team performance by both sides. I suppose Tipperary, looking back in that game, would probably felt they should have won the game, and an introduction by Galway, maybe of their what they call their super sub at this stage, turned the game in their favour to get the replay. And the one thing I would feel though, Michael, is it's a month past now at this stage since the replay, since the first game, you know, and how teams will adjust to that over the last 4 weeks. They don't have a senior hurling match afterwards, and whether they'll be hyped up or not, hopefully they will, and hopefully we'll have a good game again.
OK, we're looking forward to that match that's coming up in about a half an hour's time. Colin, let's return for the moment to this meeting of me. The Tipperary, for long periods of it, were so much in charge, and yet Galway could have won it in the end.
That's right, Michael, and I think the standard and quality of hurling the last day was excellent, you know, and there was great open play, and that gave both sides chances at either end. And as you said, Galway could have snatched the game at the end themselves, and maybe would have felt disappointed that they didn't. But great credit due to Tipperary when their lead was taken in the end, that they came back and got an equalising score. And I'm sure Tipperary will feel themselves today that they were the better team on the last day, and they'll be looking to maybe win the game today.
Well, there is that Tip team there out on the pitch already. Just one aspect of this, Tomas, what you think about it. A lot of people were complaining afterwards that the minor match was moved to this occasion here today because it would make tickets tighter for both Meath and Mayo. But it is great, actually, to see the minors back on the stage at the start of this encounter in the first case.
Yes, I suppose from a footballing point of view, unfortunately, the tickets are tied up then with minor hurlers. But I would feel it's a great day for a minor hurler to be able to play in All-Ireland final and to be able to play in the likes of Croke Park, and again to give them the second chance again today. I must say, I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Sure. Well, here are the Galway team arriving out to take their part in this renewed battle with Tipperary. And one thing that we must mention about this, Tomas, and I wonder about this, one of the Galway subs, Enda Lennon, his brother was tragically killed in an accident during the week. So this obviously will be, I suppose, put a little bit of a gloom over Galway's preparation for this match.
Undoubtedly so, I would think so, Michael, as well, you know. And but again, they've had some very good performances the last day. I think Michael Healy there, the full-back and captain the last day, gave a tremendous performance, and he's one to be certainly looking out for in the future. On the other side, in Tipperary, had your centre-back John Carroll gave an excellent performance as well. So, I mean, if they can repeat those performances today, I'm sure we're going to be in for a very, very good game.
Well, I suppose as well, the Galway were boosted by the win of the Camogie players last Sunday, because, I mean, Galway had been in a couple of finals, the minors, the junior hurling final, and of course the Camogie. So the Camogie was landed last week.
Yes, I mean, everything is going well for Galway at this stage, you know, and with Cyril Farr taking over, I'm sure if they could win the minor All-Ireland today, and after winning the under-21 and the junior, and as you say, the Camogie, I mean, things will really be looking up for Galway, and hopefully they can put that into a senior team, and next year I'm sure they'll be challenging for honours.
The Camogie scene, as you know, in Galway is very, very much tied up with the hurling scene, especially around places like Loughrea and that, and very much tied up with Cyril Farrell as well, because he's been coached to a lot of these teams. He's sent Rayfields as well and all this sort of thing. So there's a lot of tie-ups.
Oh, there's a lot of tie-ups, you know, and it was interesting talking to Cyril the last day after the minor match as well, you know, and how much he was involved in the game himself and how much he was tied up into the game as well, you know, and it's typical of Cyril that he shows an interest in all the Galway teams that are playing.
Well, obviously Cyril is now taken over again as the senior manager. He will be looking at some of the younger players here over the next couple of years, as will Galway hurling fans, and wondering and speculating, will they continue to add to what a lot of people in the West were hoping will produce a winning Galway side?
Yes, and if you win an All-Ireland minor title, there's no guarantee that you're going to get instant success maybe at under 21 level or at a senior level, but the good chance is that you probably will take 2 or 3 players out of that will go on to represent the team at senior level, and will probably be big performers at senior level as well.
This is no less important to Tipperary for exactly the same kind of reasons, because in the last couple of years they were very, very concerned by the fact that there was a dearth of young players coming onto the senior panel.
Yes, again, and that's the way the game has gone this day and age as well, Michael. I think most performances now, most teams are looking at the younger generation, and Tipperary, I'm sure, will be anxious today to get this win under their belt. They won the under-21 championship last year. If they could put a minor title, everything again would look rosy for them for the future as well. That's something to build on for the senior team. Tipperary probably have a few players that are probably looking at their senior role at this stage, and I'm sure there's a lot of young guys outside there who want to make it to Tipperary senior team, and if they could put up a good performance today, I'm sure that it won't be too long before they do that.
All right, Tomas, well, we'll be seeing over the next hour or so exactly what the destination of that Irish Press Cup will be. The match is starting at 1:30. Right now we take a commercial break. We're back with the minor final.
Nuiri a bhfuil le chéile hana agus an cúgiú báta im léana agus tepithe ora yn aig Habradorn gach wydig y son. Marsin besiad yr erig yn sgielson o'ch yn y chart agos loch taciwchta fwyo agos loch da nirir, loch na gali le fischkint gos leir yn synig yn agos syniad yn ish ffyryn na gali agos glor ahar dianta erwyrin Rory Gantli agos Mark Kearns Bert nhw a hainig yr boic mae'r onydde yn laadernach a naid cynnig y cyswd agos Bert Elia Maholaad Park Eugene McEntee agos Colin Cohn tac a hymach o'n lína lechúil Darren Shaughnessy im hishir sa lína lechúil agus Aidan Piniard tac a hymach yn ahat slat dídach mar yin sé siúd sa chluthe a chríchnig cóscór choma agus besiad súd a dírig Fydyn y Gaelianson agos Kevin Kye gymryd y stig sa lína lán chŵl heb na lafi clé dírig a gyd fwy gael yn aig Habradorn agos gá ahrú dianta a gysúd choma Tomás Keane tac a isteach sa lína lechúil agus Declan Brown sa lína letas a hys ne'n da ahrú ta dianta agos ofyrin awr ysir yn y seachtan y tson choma mar iawl John Carroll a gymryd sa lína lechúil a lásli o'r damon eich fad fi glwn siwd gortithe a chai cart galawr agus Beshe Edierig Crave na Heron a Hooklish and so enough and like the Gali agus a lot na Huedi and so on Tuchtran Jack Bootman agus Van Nola at Achtamach agus Airlove on Humin on Dochtuid or Clovoin or Dasburg Hashel agus Emily Homa agus Bana Wachali or Dine Evanu Dog Shoot. Marsin, Jack Bootman het zo in de ochtran, beter dan glue kan sterk. Agus emecht zo is het zo, gewoon hier gaan, van Seashies en zo, zijn hard hoorle. Heen agus Van Nola, agus daar nou een dokter op Clovoin, eerlijk van komen. Agus van de koel, wacheli Ardain, de volgende paardje zo, agus een multoid kiena, een lot paardje. Sinead Jackinson, agus Schlie a yen of the Cayman, agus Fidin the Gali, agus yet in your school, and son, right beginner Eugene McEntee, husband again in the hats lot a lot of agus an ish, a lot part, agus Eugene Cloonan, Ishan a gimmert in a Caharu Clohe Canish, Creeve Imliana. And down the Shakaite, agus Remission, Bownel Aid and again, it's the whole, Ach Shahid, Fidin Habradorn, Ed the Valley, Thomas Keenanson, Dunirosna. Dyn nhw'n mert hwgydr y boed agus far o fwy o ond son agus cego fe se siw dy becig stoch o gyrdon gael fe se becig ond so se hiad chlwhe agus yn hwy sy'n eisiade o heb na lafi disio gwyd heb na lafi clé agus locht fwy o an y hostel o hyn ond tar na disio co agus locht na mi chos os da ciana ond tar na disio cyswyd choma ach sne an Lancholi Habradorn het son Fergal Heaney agus an Multoid a Moholaad Parke Joe O'Leary o Chorcig Ishan Vail na Fadoige on Ahimmer dídach mar a vís hiad chluhe agus gan ein rovíl in iskut for tús leis an Ahimmert Schlitter cartistachige agus tús curra leis an Immert agus Gailiv Dierig dollar in ons hier, wordt de stechensonnig David Lochry, ach plantamach, agus Shadishig, doe nog een fahi, hoe verder is dat, en wij zijn shoot en giet score, snel nog een voort kan ik houden, agus punt terug bij das, agus de tachtemach liggen, Hallo Riley, heel mooi vaardig in, ach zorg ik komen zo gek, Fergal Heaney, er de wel aan boord, gemaakt gelaat poortje, zo hij Eugene McEntee, macht de roer, agus Dierig, en nog Riley we gaan in ons hier. Witchen Counson Rovach, Martin Heen over Hishtachatson, Ronan Collinane, Wintero, agus Callish Dentastig, Fergal Heaney, Martin, Poxer, Evegaun, the Habradorn. Wiltemach Guma, agus Pachta Gadasson Sundige, Cahill O'Reilly, Ach Shahid, Habradorn, Eden Unsai, Ishin Denta Gadasiga, Eugene O'Neill, Eugene. A bóla an clitir trastan na páirce Shacharán. An chiad gheist scórála churamú an sunnaige Eugene O'Neill ach far a bhíon annach roiintach ná ón aimsú. Puxan bhfuilte anna adar fad agus ruhisteachansa Rory Gantley agus bhfuilte go hálan ag Rory Gantley agus an chiad Colleen pachta ag Macfin Bar Gantley. A very good score, Marty.
Indeed, a very good score, Micheál, and certainly there was a lot of talk and a lot of controversy about the delay in playing this minor hurling final replay. It benefited Galway because it gave this man a chance to recover from injury, and he's a very valuable player.
Marsin Baliv imihe Colleen Chinkeen agus Fergal Horgan Tín Council a Wolamach. Wiltesteach agus a Rahmach Eugene O'Neill ach níl sé tapig a rohinnet son de Darren Shaughnessy. John Carroll agus a tachta gaudir Micheál Ryan ceann mór fad a bhuaig siúd. Wiltesteach ag Donach a Fahi agus fachta ag Michael Kennedy a eiscadí Donach agus seo an chiad dis va de Hobra Dáran Donach a Fahi bechór go gudach sé an count an hana sé drasná nach níoríon. Sol stop a higad agus Richie Brady a machan son gudi Eugene McEntee agus Shahun in Gaileh a ríist. Ach Shahe Micheál Ryan. Cousin Toidi na Gailí a déanamh goma a mach gudi Colin Cohn. Mianson le Tabrador agus Shahun David Lockray agus anna giste David and Tarna Colleen den Gaileh.
Very good score again, this time by David Lockray from Gort. And Galway playing with great confidence and starting well.
Marsin Rá Colleen as a chéile ag an Gaileh agus trínomatí guile imar a mihin. Bhfuilteach ag Tomás Keane agus fachta ag Donach a Fahi Donach isteach Joan Chúil agus bhfuilte roiada gheis ag Donach.
Galway, must be said, Micheál, are defending well and putting the Tipperary boys under pressure every time they do get clean possession.
Marsin Nigel Murray. Agus an Gaileh agus Rory Gantley go háirithe anna hús chuig a siúd le nach chudimara. Bhfuilteisteach go híseal agus Mark Kearns imithe bhuaig siúd. Shahe Thomas Costello amach gudi Lord Páirceach Dracheann agus anna gheis an son ag Aidan Painyard ach bhfuilte hebh na láimhe disise ag Aidan an Baltasa.
Some of the striking by Tipperary in the early stages, Micheál, would seem to indicate a little bit of nervousness and just not getting the full whack of the slither to the hurl.
Marsin tús a bhaid níos fearr ag an Gaileh leis an naheimirt ná mar dhéanadar an chiad lánsa. An fáid sleann gomach agus Shahe Richie Brady. Agus Calais dent an sonnig Fergal Heaney Eugene Cloonan Marsin Puxair den Gaileh agus deise an Gaileh an tríú scór a raimsú. An Baltasa Eugene Cloonan Crean aimse thuir na fórne. Agus Shahe Eugene Bhuaig Craib na Héireann, Bheith bliana agus fiche, mar chulbáide, bhfuilte go maithaige agus an tríú Colleen ag Gaileh.
A relatively easy free for Eugene Cloonan, and he took it without any difficulty.
Loch tacaíochta Rio agus muinte den éirid, agus iad tacú le fuidir na Gailíonn sa a láthar na huide. Agus anna hús ar fad chuig an Gaileh, Ronan Cullinane isteach Joe na Carnoig agus bhfuilte go hálan ag Ronan Cullinane agus Colleen eile anna dheas ar fad, anna hús ag an Gaileh, Marty.
Indeed, and he comes from a great club, Castlegar, that produced great hurlers in the past, but a real beauty of a point here by Ronan Cullinane.
Agus snéan scór marsin Chéri Cholíní as a chéile ag an ngaileh agus gan mehecht tuas le sé ó matí fós. Dúnach a fehí, isteach go dtí Michael Kennedy, deisige Michael. Michael a meachtar rúthar agus in de taine na déir stop agus an chéad Cholín a bhfuil ní tá an chéad Cholín ag a tabradán, Michael Kennedy.
Michael Kennedy caused a few problems for Galway a few weeks ago, and he's beginning to do the same thing today.
Agus deise le gcuinsa é mohéad a gúine a roihisteach in de taine a déir stop, aidir hina hasamh agus bhfuilte crín idir na cuilí. Agus seo iad tabradán agus Paul Kelly an a rúthar a dhéanamh go Paul a meach leis go fóil go deascadí dúnach a fehí anna géise go dúnacha. Agus bhfuilte crín haris a drasnáin a go dúnach a fehí mar sin ó há Cholín a há idir na fórne inis.
Tipperary very much depend on Donncha Fahy to perform well at centre-half forward, but just indeed as he did the last day, he produces a great save from Nigel Murray. He was going for the top corner. Nigel Murray, indeed, it was the crossbar that did the trick, not Nigel Murray this time.
Calais dinte John Tehan in the development an bord agus John Carroll har go raibh ábhidín áras sin hef ar an na seachtaine mar go raibh a glún gortathe a hógagéisian agus a mánaí anna réanna fada fersa Derek Michael Kennedy a bhainte amach a ríist agus in de tainan á dhéchant leis agus puchtaibh líne a bheith ann de habradár. Puchtaibh líne de habradár agus sné Michael Ryan fan I counsa a hóganfuil. Bhfuiltige trasna an chúil ar seachrán. Nigel Murray agus ceann anna ada bhfuilte ríistige. An slitter ar an alamh a gcónaí. Bhfuilte isteach a géan Pioneer agus tá Eugene Cloonan sínte ar an alamh agus é gorstaithe. An lántasach ach ar tí éiríonn nimmirte leanúntar aig agus anagéisian is ar scór an bhaid Eugene O'Neill scór. Michael Kennedy agus bhfuilte Michael agus éimithe Harris anna haváil diantan san ag an gólbáide Fergal Horgan agus pop cúgvéadar agus Chief Head Martin.
Indeed, once again it's Michael Kennedy that produces the save from Nigel Murray as he did in the drawn match, and certainly this was a great opportunity for Tipperary, and Eugene O'Neill did everything right, gave it to Michael Kennedy, and then this man stopped it.
Anna bhartaíocht dianta Nigel Murray agus an puck Púgvéadar agus Chief Head a hógant ige William Maher, captain na fórne, bhfuilte ige William agus bhfuilte go hálan ige agus in isní leatara a chan Cholín I bhain. Mar sin Chéri Cholíní as a chéile ige ngáil ibar dúis agus in is trí cíine go tabradár as a chéile. Bhfuilte go deasa Paul Kelly agus seo Eugene O'Neill agus Calais dianta ag Eugene an son ar Eugene McEntee. Darren Shaughnessy a hosna go lápáilte an láiderig agus é siar sa lína lethúil in is mar a bhí hannah sa chréibh mógus. Bhfuilte roada ar gceis ag Darren.
It's a strong breeze outside there as well today, and Galway favouring it in the first half. It's a very strong breeze, and it's going to be interesting to see how the teams, both in this game and indeed the senior replay, cope with that factor.
Fergal Horgan bhfuilte go dtí Micheál Ryan anna ceannsúige Micheál agus bhuiile anna gheas Ruth Trasna Aidan Doyle ach tá bhuiitead an son ag Nigel Murray agus é chura dá bhuiile an son mar sin puck cúgvéadar agus Chief Head ina thuaire. Nigel Murray anna haváil dianta níos túisciige.
I think Nigel is telling his defenders why didn't they shout and tell him that he was going to be tackled. He just didn't see the Tipperary man coming in to hook him.
William Maher, captain of Fórne, a hoping counter. A sé siúd, sétra higus hórlach a díirde. Agus an muir a hút a nún an acil is a dé blíine. William Maher is dechad jo an chwyl agus haris a dras ná tá na Fórne close goal.
It's a very good point against the breeze.
Ruhisteach an son, don Galway agus bhfuilte a ríist seacharán an Fablar Páitke an son Colin Cohn. Marsin na Fórne close score. Hall Ryan at the end of Goma. Tab na Deshige. Stop here, Anna Yassitson again. Thomas Costello. Bulushir, Darren Shacknessy, Bunta Johansson. Yeah, Paul Kelly. Shahed, Darren Narish, there is a council Fakta Gades again. David Lockry. Agus Roada Elish. Galore Irachti Agur Shachran Marty.
Certainly Galway will want to control those shots a little bit better, considering that they do have that breeze, and maybe drop them in rather than be going for scores so far out.
Shahed John Tehan, Agus Endetanyan, Dangaliv, Ach Mehewig, Agus Ruhisteach, Declan Brown. Well, to get Dasiga Declan, Agus Tobradorn, Corruption Keen, Declan Brown.
Right half forward, getting a very nice point, and Tipperary are playing very well against the breeze, Micheál, and I think that if they keep this up, they'll be very happy at half-time.
Declan Brown, Aránaich, Ergesh, Gimmert at Hedna Live Clay, Agus Paul Kelly, Takahigadi Hedna Live Edition, Agus and Colleen Chin Fakta Gades again. Fadlaw Pointke, Eugene McEntee, Agus and scored Cohram Higge.
Tumna will be pleased with that. Galway level again. Eugene McEntee doing well at midfield.
Lashley Gaulish, Tidi Giedla. William Maher. Arana Lloydish, Arana Jair. Wilta Harnashigashin, Goody. John Tehan. Agus Puxair, Gnohe, Ega John Tehan. William Maher agus Aberdeen gost to have a Carcalo. Schnee, Paddy Butler. Counson Built to Gamahage, a Jonah Carnoige. Michael Kennedy against Will Cole again. No. On Will Cole again, Ta Cole again, Michael Kennedy. On the counterpart, Built to Staka Jonah Carnoige. Agus on Canadian Hatarakade, Edadal.
Very opportunistic play here by Michael Kennedy, because he kept snooping around the Galway goalmouth, and finally the break came, and Nigel Murray could only just watch as that slither found the back of the net. Bad defending really here, and Michael Kennedy did so well to scoop it in.
Agus Tafta Machatson, John Carroll, on Tamani Tree and Trasnagadi, John Tehan, Shaher, Rory Gantry, a Hosnagad Austin Olive, Karana Lloyd, Will Bound Lily Aid in the game, or Nadia Nohakahed, Agus Shahem after Staff, and Jerry Highly Hooted Asaflohe. What took a Hishal Agagus, went to either the free and have the live edition on me on Sunday, Rory Gantry.
This is the goal, the Tipperary goal here by Michael Kennedy, and Galway defending was lax, but great play by Michael Kennedy. Full marks.
Sin Pocamach a bheith ann de Hobra Darden. Fergal Horgan agus Sinéanson dunagas na ránóidí, Paddy Butler agus Rodégan Daráige le Fergal. Ag cosint an gaileh, Cathal O'Reilly. So hey John Tehan. Agus Deisinis ige Eugene O'Neill, or Jechant Michael Healy, Pargawil Bownell Aiden, Bevlinigas Fihip Wittige, Billy Michael Kennedy, and Farafwid Cool, Wilte Roada at Hen Lobby Clegg. Ach, on that oak shade again Multoid, Agashine no Lanenson, Binistoid, the Gali, Agus Puxer again, the Nigel Murray. Hobra Darden, a cosint goma. Wilton ag Declan Brown, fan y talwn. Ach, Nilene o Hobra Darden at son. Agus yn slitter fachta, ag Cathal O'Reilly, Canmore fada. Agus, well, yn miole Aidan Pinard. Ach, feidir gymach deisileco. Wiltistach agus Sara hege Fergal Horgan. Rory Gentry. Wiltistach John Houlige, Buttig a Hallinige, Vishestik sa Carnoig, and I don't shake it again Multoid. Agus a Willie Cole Boyd at Gustahe. Agus Eugene Cloonan Gustahe, she Eugene at Gustahe, and Lantasach.
Well, full marks again to the referee here, Joe Leary, because he did blow the whistle for the Galway man being inside the rectangle before the sliotar arrived. Eugene Cloonan was inside on top of the goalkeeper. I think the referee was correct.
Agus Sinead Eugene Egimid Nís Tuishke im Liana das na Gaidem Skullen a Nike Portuguese go ráid sé héna desach le canna sin deisilen sagin Fergal Horgan is stig agus Eugene Cloonan a tarcha is litter a he is stig sa Chearnoig gan ein áras. Agus Jim Carney, Scialegin ag Jim Dunn.
Garabaka the Bihil well tá Ahruig Choctar for na Galway mar tá Colin Cohen gortathe agus tá sé Asa Parkanish. Well, Colin Cohen, the Galway midfielder, is injured. He's hobbling off the pitch on the far side of the field by the dugouts, and he's been replaced by Shane McClurden from Killimer. Positional change as well. Aidan Ponyer goes to top of the right, Rory Gantley to the 40 for Galway.
Gurmahaga Jim agus Shane McClurden, Martin, Ivrife Hehan, Takahe in a board, agus Shahe Eugene Cloonan. He sticks a car now, go Hienivin. Wilte go Hulk and Bautuson again as Fachtige John Carroll. Amachta Roher, Paul Kelly. Jonah Carnoig agus Simicon go boy agus and Thoughts on Lish, Nigel Murray. Shahe Willem Maher. Stachanson, Goody Dunocha Fahy, Chancing at Dunocha. Dunocha Mark Fowl, Sarah Hege, Michael Healy, a Fachtige Declan Brown, agus Wurtige Holtige Declan.
I think Nigel Murray will consider himself very fortunate here because, first of all, his handling was not great by any stretch of the imagination. Let's look at this again. As Nigel Murray waited for the ball, he dropped it here and then he scooped it and just, well, near enough to the post.
Tabradorn, Michal Ryan, a Cosint Goma, and Harlor Porke, a Wurtige Holtige, a Shahe Rory Gantley, a Stachgadi Ronan Cullinan, a Deshiga Ronan, Wurtige Hort, a Ronan, a Colleen Eledanale.
Ronan Cullinan is playing well at wing forward, Michal, and certainly that's 2 points, and both of them classy scores.
Jehoid le Martin a bhuaigh craobh na manúr an nach a cethir. Agus Shehe, David Lockray, éis leanathe. William Maher. Winter William Bidas agus Rory Gantley. Amach bedi Ronan Cullinan. Mark Kerrins a mihuig Shehe Eugene a Coruk. David Lockray. Ach an adog Shetig an Multoid agus puck sayre a bheith hound dan gailif. Eugene Cloonan a rish gorstathe a Dalov.
To put it mildly, Eugene Cloonan is being very well marshalled. He is giving no space whatsoever because they know, of course, that he really is very dangerous around that goal mouth.
Agus Eugene Cloonan hénig a hócaig an puck sayre. An dúda sé fé chólín. Nó cad a dhéana sé. Bhfuilte agus cóil fachta a Eugene Cloonan. Se Eugene Cloonan agus a ghailach go har náis sa chluige.
Well, I just said that he's dangerous around goal, and nobody expected him to go for a goal on a simple 20-metre free. He took the Tipperary defence by surprise, and it was a very courageous decision because he could easily have been criticised for missing it.
Marsin an a bheachtaíoch dianta go Eugene agus Shehe Ronan Cullinan agus an ghailih curach an cín. Agus puck sayre chalís dianta a Ronan Cullinan. Eugene Cloonan an loyach a fuide cool a chéanamh a hócaig an counter. Mac le tam fargóil anober diantaige im lán rí. Gus na fórna faoi ís agus ar nó jarlath a úncail siúd. Maistigh den lína chúgvéidir agus dahad. Shehe Eugene. Bhfuilte Eugene agus púlín in a post an ghailibh Eugene Cloonan.
He really is the man that Tipperary are going to have to watch, both from frees and from play.
An ghdíana taineh an ahuaid agus lochtacaíochta bhuí ón san agus. An áirt siúd, éidir gluchim in uaid a láthart na huaid a beidir agus. An san an count mór dóibh ina dheabhaid. Mark Kerrins amach bedi Eugene Cloonan. Agus Callish in a post, Callish Anarholm and Eugene Cloonan. And Carta got a verti, Soul Anna year or Fadach, Mother Eugene Cloonan, a Vadro here on Baltus.
Well, Eugene Cloonan is certainly in the wars many times, and I think that you will find that Fergal Heaney's elbow was rather high as the Galway full forward did a little two-step, and rightly, Fergal Heaney from Knockavilla Kickham's in Tipperary is being booked by the referee.
And him and Lon Holy, Shehe. On Schlitter again, so on Alien Factor, Anna Rona, as Anna Ordenson again, or Fergal Heaney. Eugene, I guess, Gorsta Higoni, I guess, Imni, Winter the Gali. Agus Shehe an puck sayre, an ceann ach nóigh an cóil an son, bhfuilte go híise aige agus imithe haris na cosantóidí ar fad. Shehe ríiste, a bhil an clitid imithe haris a gúil báid son agus haris Thomas Costello is stechan líon tán agus Shehe Eugene eis a chosa ríist. An fearhí sa chóil dar nóta in na Gailí fé bhíon agus fithe a bhuaigh craobh na héireann. Níos túisce. Agus Shehe Eugene, deisige chuir leis an scór agus púlín eile den leilid ag Eugene Cloonan.
Number 21 goalkeeper that won in All-Ireland a few weeks ago is certainly going about his business to add to his collection with 1 goal and 3 points on a personal basis.
David Locktree, van het al de sterke Mark Kearns, a jechtle Mark gestig, Thomas Costello. Agus an Lán Cholí, Fergal Heaney, Sné Fergal. Dickinson, the Dan Chatna sich drohieracht, wachtige John Carroll. Agus Rohi Stachatson, Paul Kelly. Nigel Murray, agus Eshin Dinta Gadassagan. Agus Anna Lana again, Nigel Murray, Anna Chloha Yemmer to Nigel. Mark Kearns. Carafwyd Cole again launched, and Joe the Carnoy against Fattig York again Eugene Cloonan, agus Puppy the kick, no again Eugene Cloonan, agus Bullen a post Fattig Eugene.
Eugene Cloonan has spent more time, I think, holding the back of his head since this game started than his hurling. And I think, again, he's showing that he has the beating of Fergal Heaney. And the referee immediately giving a penalty, and fully deserved. This is the incident again as the ball dropped in. There was no question whatsoever, but the Tipperary man fouled him here, pulling him down to the ground, rugby style almost. And he's lucky indeed Tipperary man wasn't spoken to again, and it would have been a bye-bye for Fergal.
Martian, Eugene Cloonan, with Pucky the Kissachitlo, agus Visastele Colleen, Cadena Shan Baltasa. Tutve hole, that's called again, Eugene Cloonan.
I like this style of Eugene Cloonan. Another man would not have possibly gone, considering he surprised him a moment ago, but had a go, and again was successful. Out of 2-8 now, Micheál, Fergal has 2-3.
Eugene, Artlohead Fada Yimmertige, agus Cossentitson, the Hobra Darden. Thomas Keane, Thomas Keane. Agus Puxair Gnohe, again Thomas Keane, agus John Carroll, a Hoking Council. Anna Hongrach de Lehama, agus Cole Anna Hochtach and Son, and Count Dernach, well, and Dacham, again Eugene Cloonan. I live down Hechen Dedic, I said the Mehechen Keane, Gamora Nish, agus attack the Machtov, Kevin Kai. Mark Kearns, Winter of Ark, agus Winter Ogamahage, Thomas Costello, Akshahe, David Locktree, agus Kalish, Dienta Ega David.
This was a cracking shot, really, by Eugene Cloonan, and the Tipperary defence, while they stood manfully, they really hardly saw it.
On Cool Boyde, Fergal Horgan, attack the Mach, agus Marachin Shiv, Lanomut, Gulehama. Agus on Gailevan Ochter, a lot of the way, the Do Hocht, Lehena Kui, Cord the Guihuka, agus he had the Gimmert Gomak. Eugene O'Neill, agus Derek Stitter of no who, Winter. Emihe O'Moss Keen, Homa, John Carroll, Emido Yanache, and Winter, Rory Gantley, agus Emihema, Harrisha de Blinin. Rory take him on Guine, agus Aidan Piner, de Mehistach Sahuine, agus Rory Gimmer, dead in the hot slot. Well, Hanish Machkalor Portke, Nidig noch a Kahir, agus Himishanach Lohaboy Homa. In detention, Mark Kearns. Stop a Higadasiga Mark, agus Shaher Rory. Rory Gantley, agus Magnus Istach, and the Willie, or John Carroll. Mark Kearns, dishing him out, putting a hole in Hanish Draston again, Mark Kearns.
Well, it's an interesting contrast with the last with the drawing game, because at one stage Tipperary led by 8 points. Galway, playing with the breeze in this first half, now lead by 7. And at half-time, that's exactly what's the gap between the two teams.
Martian on Highland and Ochter Sekietla, agus Cheshto Vivechen Dedic, yet Mehechen Keen, agus the Mehe Schacht, Golini Henkeen, yet Anna Hoste and Faglo Hen, agus Shin Eglehama on score and so a Bartley Krokik on Ralev, Donae, Tabradorn, Hena Kui.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff in that first half of this minor All-Ireland final replay. Some tough stuff as well. I wonder what Tomás
in the park, I say, Gimmert, Emo, a lot park, Agus an chríanana tainimhan sa, go hálan fad gan Tarnala, agus an Multoid, Joe Leary, tí tús a chur leis a Tarnala, agus an Ghailibh, dhearg buchtant Habradorn, Glohi Canish, Minoid, don Géadú Riamh. An Schlitter Kaitisteach agus tús cura leis an Immert, agus Plantamach an Sonnige, John Tehan, an ón go dtí Paul Kelly, ach Darren Shaughnessy, Bola and Tipperary the Nally agus Mark Kearns. On the Yeshiga Mark, put the stack against Eugene, I say, Paul, living in tree, and a half to go. And some, and a half again, Fergal Horgan. On Schlitter sticks the card, Noig, Goni, Agus, Wiltemach again, Agus Fachtige, David Lockery. Mark Kearns, Agus Wilte Shafron in Edinburgh, again, Mark Kearns. Marsin Tesheligin and Sar Havalchin, a Yishkint, a Rohistach, Lontasach, a Wola and Titted, Lena Bruig, Agus Anna Haval and Fadig and Fergal Horgan. Cordnagui in Ishiga, Tobradorn, Satarnala. Declan Brown, Agus Puxair Gnohige. Shach Golini and Derek, Beshed the Derek Gardason, a Lido. The Cordnagui, Agus Eugene O'Neill, and Lontasach, a Hooking Council. Wilte, Agus Kuraharash Drasna, Agus Anish, Neil, Edern the Fordne, Ach Sheikh Golini. Nigel Murray, agus Mike na Guihe, Mashin Hain, Wilte, Anavah, agus Anadige. David Lockery, Stephenson, Joe Cloonan, Emihiwig Shoot, Thomas Costello, Ruhanon, Rory Gentley, Stlauna Hiwig, Bachta Hanashig, agus Palish, Grana Dinton, and Rory Gentley. Willie Traum Fachta, Ege Rory Gentley, a Hoida Dalov, agus Mashin, Enim, Declan Brown, Adol Elaur and Voltora. Rory Gentley, gur Brisha Hoch, so state G Shachtan Diego Hennigus, Shohe, Eredalov, Brisha Hoch, Nis Tushk, agus Deshel and Sonnegan, on Schlitter, Fachta and Helivan Sonnegagus, and Willie Fachta on Sonnege, Agus Eredalov, Horlaish Correr, Agus RT Lanunterai. Farach nog Craven Hayden Hanna and Idiak nog a Kahar, Didach Marigan, Michael Healy. Listen them in the weed. Martin, Puxair the Naliv, Eugene McEntee, Roada at Game Live Edition. Cordnagui here again, Fergal Horgan. Sara Higadas again, Darren Shaughnessy. And the home Gruchton, Dave Line, Agus Puck Dave Line, Martian of Egown, the Hobradorn. And Bautasa, Moss Keen, a Hopi Gisha. John Carroll against Rory Gentley, and the Horuk at Fad after a suit. Session did to get us, Ronan Cullinan, but to get close to get the 8 yard and Parafid and Dawhole, get a hold of what the croaking him Leona. A stop of Higadas and Bautason, they get Tomas Keen. In the Horuk, and a Dalava Gonigas, Pachtinish again, Eugene Cloonan. John Carroll against College Dentiga John and Eugene Cloonan. Vashin Deshigan Manet and Garna Aviadu with the Shachbolini reached.
Tipperary are finding it impossible, in fact, to cope now with a Eugene Cloonan. Every time he gathers the slither, there's trouble with a capital T.
Shahe Eugene agus dór caherinish aga Eugene Shach Gulini idir na fórne in a hui. Agus puck Clevelini in aga tanda Hobradorn agus the John Teenan. Rory Gantley. Agus cael hysdiant yr Eden Piner dy tynna. Nymwyd til an hwnt i'r aig. Agus bachtig y Fergal Heaney yn o'n gyda William Hickey. Stop o Hickey das ag Cathal O'Reilly. Puck Schlesser efo gawn dyngailig. Puck Schlesser dy Hobradorn bechyrtych ymwyrol. Puck Schlesser do'r siw. Wel ni hap puck syr o hon. Agus Eugene O'Neill a hwbyd yn gawnsam. Gwyltig y glwti ag Eugene. Agus cwrdd y cryndir ag haris y dras nawn.
Good point for Tipperary, and it keeps the Premier County in touch. And they'll be hoping that Eugene O'Neill can avail of more possession now that he should be getting in the second half.
Nigel Murray yn aig na gwych yn aig na greini. Hongrach gyma, Honda e flini. Ronan Cullinan. Eresh gyda Richie Brady. Mark Kearns. Agus cwrdd o Willie. Agus y ffocol ag Jim Carney yn Ishtwn.
Well, I can tell you that Tipperary sideline very disappointed that Micheál Ryan, the midfielder, could not resume. He could not come out because he suffered a knee injury in the first half and he was treated twice for that. And that's why Paul Lonergan of Ballybacon Grange is in for Tipperary.
An Counson gwylte Richie Brady ag Schnee, Paul Lonergan, Emich a Bwyg ag ysfachtig Ronan Cullinan. Gwylte stad gyda Mark Kearns, gwrs eisiau siwyd yn triw cwl dod hana, can i yn y sienish. A nummer cwcwys game yna, gwcw hylish ro adeg agus pwng sair dy Hobradorn. Agus onod i ele, y tachtad y boi, dy Hobradorn. Paddy O'Brien. Taka he y bord dwyf agos Paul Kelly i mi hyd o'n boi. Hobradorn. Ydy erig dollar yn o'n si agos yn hailif agos Darren Shaughnessy cosint gyma. Mark Kearns. Drach iawn Bwyg agos Tomás Kane. A ffaswd am eich ymwch oma. Agos Shahe, Ronan Cullinan. Fergal Heaney agos Calais diantad son ag Eugene Clooney. Schnee an taharw an son diantad ag Hobradorn. Paddy O'Brien. Taka he, y bod yn odds Paul Kelly. Wantamach ag Richie Brady. A Shahe, captain Hobradorn, William Maher, agos puck sair no he ag William. Eugene O'Neill y tachtamach yn ein Council Hobart. Gwyltig agos yn ish ni latara ach Cwcwlini, Eugene O'Neill, an Counson, cwr a haris y dras nawn again.
Despite Galway's superiority, that scoreline reflects not too much of a gap in standards. Tipperary have stayed with it and could well do a Galway on it.
Well, sinna ha siad a cuiineh, cad a dhéanana siad, sin scéal eile. Puck sé an san de Hobradáin, agus sinné duine cehal, meine stúid Hobradáin. Agus John Carroll a hoping an counter. Michael Kennedy, Dishig Michael, and a Havoil a reach to get Nigel Murrayson, or Havoil a father, this puck, who gather against Chief ahead.
Well, Nigel Murray has played very well, if at times dangerous, particularly in the first half, but in fairness to him, he's brought off two very fine saves in this game, but this one was point blank and really brilliant.
Martin Eugene O'Neill, Kukulini, Atra Lahar na Huide, Margain Council, Tenomati Gully, Emre Mehe, Marakin Chivigus. Shady Gandarna Alidu, Wiltish Dacha John Holiga, as Harsha Drasno, the Nish, Nilatra, Shady Kulini.
4 points the difference now, and Tipperary are doing very well. Remember again, Micheál, although sometimes it's not a major factor in the game of hurling, but the breeze is so strong that it is a factor today. This is the save from Michael Kennedy. He hit it with everything, point blank, and Nigel Murray responded magnificently.
Agus Shahid Khalif, Wilte Stachanson, Shane McLaren. Henson O'Aiden Piner, Winter Ogadas again. Thomas Costello, agus Thomas attacked them off. Obola and Clitted Goody. Tomas Keane. Yerach Sood, Sarah Higadas and Son again. Rory Gantley. Agus Emihemach, Harasha Devlini.
I think that picture just a moment ago indicates how passionate Galway are about this game, where there were two Galway lads to one Tipperary man, and I think to a certain extent that reflects the story so far.
Martin Eugene McEntee, leis buck Devlini. John Carroll. Agus John Curamach, Harasha Devlini, agus Baltavainele. Buck Stassa the Nile. Rory Gantley, a hoping counter. Agus Eugene McEntee, a Rohanon Higgy. Agus Eugene Hainig, when a puck Devlini a Hogan. Wilte go híisiil a ríiste agus an bátas a bhfuilte go holp amach Harris a Devlin. Amach Harris an lína púil Seachrán. Puck Schlesser agus William Hickey, a ball and Clitted, Goody John Tehan hoping counts at never stick the lean, put together a start. On the other time, I know in Drahor, I'm sure, I guess I'm going to some more organ. With the staff, Goody John Carroll, count more father or John. And yes, you get Declan Brown, and after staff. Agus Declan a capag or Dinna College share agus a dog shade agus puppy agus sha College Dinter Declan Brown the sticks the card knowing Stolam go have Cartigan Multoid Averti.
Absolutely, fully correct again, Joe Leary, who's doing a fine job refereeing this All-Ireland minor final, and there was no question that Declan Brown was being fouled here going through. Had to be a penalty.
Martin Eugene O'Neill a hoping counter. Count on a half-top. Agus Kudus na him here. Went to get Eugene, agus on the hole again Eugene, initially after a Cholina wine. And a half the near, didn't get Tobradon.
Well, I think it was 4 weeks ago I said this All-Ireland minor final depended on the two full forwards, the two number 14s, and I think they're having the biggest influence that you could possibly see in any match. Eugene O'Neill has now scored a goal and 3 points. Eugene Cloonan, 2 goals and 3. This is the penalty, hit it well into the bottom corner.
Bashin and Chloidir Hawk down the August. Rory Gantley, the other council. A dull the Hopper, August. And I don't shoot it, and then again, Multoid. agus caha séint litar iste chatra. Weltmach ag John Carroll agus gwe siolta hobra darn inis agus sné donnach a fehi coxer Elliot Nohige. Agus Nicky English and son agus dar no siúd gan éon rud na councúd ach go mhacht hobra darn an council. Eugene O'Neill an bonta sacharíist Weltige is da John Howlach edit a free and him a live edition.
It is a difficult breeze, though, to judge, Micheál, because while it's very much favouring Tipperary, it's going from right to left, diagonal rather than straight down.
Nigel Murray agus an Ray Ibrahidi Ganson agus Dish the Hobra Darn agus the Declan Brown of Nohig and Popeidik but in a Halishit, just that again, but he don't know Fahi. I show him Michael Kennedy or his dad, Karana Hontoro. Michael, like I said, took a hand talon, agus Dish. This over against Eugene O'Neill on score, agus on Flohe, a Horamu. Shohe Eugene. Agus on the forward net post goal. Chase the Hobra Darn of a Shaq Gulini, Handedig, Marty, Bashida's co-score, Agus Kerinomati Diak Falker.
This could well be going to extra time, Micheál, I must tell you now, because it's really nip and tuck all the way. You think it was Galway's game, now it's Tipperary's.
Dinny Cahill, Agus, well, coming is a Hoston, Sonnet. Rory Gantley. Machtestach, Aidan Piner, Quintero. Weltige Dessige, Shohe Aidan Pinard, Weltige Aidan, agus Hanish address now, agus Tan, Halep Container East.
It's his first of the All-Ireland minor final replay, and it's a good one. It puts Galway back in front.
Sean Parrott, Airfoid Hawkholds of the Canish, agus Hawkholds of the Canish, Michael Kennedy, Bola and Clinton and Son, Paddy O'Brien. Here Paddy, stop for her and son, again Eugene McEntee. Paddy Corok on Ahue. Darren Shaughnessy. William Maher. Weltige William. Agus Pop, Cookveer agus Chief hit. Ima Hamach de Reem, when he was the cooler here. Marshin, big dish again. Eugene O'Neill on score of Horamu, Baltavonelli. Eugene O'Neill is that John Hole against on the forward co-score, Baltavonelli.
Level again. What will decide it?
Well, it's Dakin Raw, Kelishevig Law. Nigel Murray, a Mahanson, Gadi. Cahlo Riley, I guess. Schlitter went to get shoot, Gadi, Rory Gantley. Vegas, Eugene Cloonan. They did again the Hurling Keen, and Hannah it's again Moss Keen, and a Shahet Moss, and a Roher. Honig in the board, but on the days of the Canish, Moss and Matlish. And a Shahet Darren Shaughnessy on the high of the Corocanash. David Lockery. Schlitter, Imihama Hudson, Dabreem Camoin. Amos Costello, dear. Aidan Pinard, Hoking Council. And Margoini, it on the phone, a lot on the way, it a Koharak. Tachtamach is scut ar a ríist, Bás clean, Réim mar hanna le háigi martige, anna rothar báta bháinile. Anna chrío. Agus, dunach a fehi, halís getar gunacha. Mar sin, Puck Sayer agus Eugene O'Neill, báta bháinile, I tachtamach yn I count sa hógint. Sjohe Eugene agus builte roade hef na láve clé ige Eugene an Baltasa. Agus se chuoi vinis fyrin chunta na mi a chlichnig cóscór choma sa chluhe canis yn aig fio agus besiad a súil gur aniuv a dhéana siad a taction Sean Boylan an son yn y measc. Agus an bailig y cosintata builtamach go lá párce Iad ar dulad in ónsaí, Matt Kerrins agus a clogad buinte go hiige. Ach sinné William Maher. Shane McLaren, builte stecha John Chwini. Eugene Cloonan agus Halís dienta an son ag Eugene ar John Tehan agus enim siúdan is a dul a leabhar an Voltóra. Tommy Dowd agus fyrin na mi y tacht lohisteach agus iad súl a súil gur lo a vega coran aniu. Mar sin Puck Sayer de Hobradar. Fergal Horgan. Mae'n o beth I gwylio agus na fforded post-score post. Rory Gentley, Shahe Rory, Dine Bert Corona get through the agony and Rory Rontamach, or Rohan. Agus a Caro Dine, Agus I stop her. Agus Rory got to him. He had a chasing the Lochtach echt in the Galway. Shahe Tabradarn, and after don't see. Agus dishing at Eugene O'Neill, Agus not Tabradarn, Corachan Keen, again Eugene O'Neill.
Well, it's amazing how the play can fluctuate because at one end with Rory Gantley and a very brave and flamboyant run coming to an abrupt halt. From that stop, came down to Eugene O'Neill and a very good point for Tipperary.
Agus Rory Gantley, Eridalov, Agus Corlai Shacharer. Agus Shahe.
This is the instant again, Mihal, Rory Gantley coming through. Out came the corner back here. Well, he attempted to play a shoulder, William Hickey. And from that challenge, and from that loose slither, Tipperary worked it down the other end of the field for a point scored by Eugene O'Neill. And he really is playing a fine role in this second half, and a good score.
Marsin Cornaguihi, I get Tabradarn, agus iad me heb Colleen Vaughan Chinkeen. Agus Didach Femmer V. On Galif och Golini Chandedig, well Shach Golini Chandedig if you Tobradar nach ta Hochni Naim she cut as yet Mehin Keen. Agus Rory Gantley cart galore. Agus Anna Ishawish in the Galif Darbo. But they Tara Kansa, Congracht and Devlin and Walter O'Reilly, Lanun today. Agus, Snake Kahal O'Reilly, Winter Stefan Agus, Anado, Shade again Walter Agus Puck Sayer, a hoot to get the Hobradorn, just Sugar Eugene Cloonan, Ibrahim Yanzir. Lochtach echt in de Galway, Anna wie Hosterish. Fergal Horgan, count Anna Hein Sherach. Agus stoppe Hinson again, Cahill O'Reilly, and on Giddy Darren Shacknessy. Agus Shahed Darren in Isham after Ruhar. John Carroll, bhfuil isteach agus seo héad donnach a feithí, bhfuil go híseal aige. Michael Kennedy agus Counson chun a hairse dras ná aige Michael Kennedy.
This match is over, and if Tipperary do win this All-Ireland minor replay, I think Eugene O'Neill and Michael Kennedy will be on the lips of most people, because they really have played very well at full forward and corner forward respectively.
Shane McLaren a bhfuil go steach John the Carnoig agus bhfuil Graham isteige Eugene Cloonan tágan áras an adóid séitige an Multóid an adóid séitige agus puck saoir a bheith ann den meile. Agus sciala ag Jim Carney dún.
Gormagadin Bihil, well, I can tell you there's another change coming on the Galway team. Eamon Donoghue from the Mullier Club, number 18, is coming in place of Eugene McEntee from Portumna, who played midfield at the start. So for Galway, Donoghue from McEntee.
Agus an Gailib agus bhfuil isteachsan hairse dras ná báilta bháin eile ag Eugene Cloonan agus inis ní leapara ach in cholín a bháin.
What you see is just a continuation of the instant where Eugene Cloonan went in on Fergal Horgan after the whistle went, but I think, to Eugene's credit, I really don't think he heard the whistle.
Mar sin ní leaptarach an taon cholín a bháin agus was le trí an mutí goile fáca. Agus seo Ronan Cullinane an Gailib a teachtar eis. David Loughrey a dhéirigh counts in the bóla agus John Carroll a dhéirigh stop. Seo Tomás Keane agus Tomás a dul ar ruachar báilta bháin eile. Bachta go deasan son ag Declan Brown. Declan amach leis, Bertín Pullid. Agus cuinte go gomachad son ag Kevin Coy ach a dhéireach súd sáirithe. An pass go dtí Michael Healy agus seo Michael go bhfuil tréir féblion agus fithe buaitiige sa lína lechúil. Dienta go deasan son ag Ronan Cullinane agus seo David Loughrey. Joe the Carnoig, Eugene Cloonan a mithebuig. Agus a teach gomach Fergal Heaney. Annach lana de Hobradorn. Isteach go dtí Paddy O'Brien. Ceann mór fada ó Faddy Joe the Carnoig annach chuntóirichan son hain éadóch le Aidan Doyle ach níor dhéan.
Galway need a score and they need an equaliser in the next 2 minutes.
An chluidir hácheanna me ágónaí agus Pobradorn meachtar in ónsaí. Kevin Coy a dhéirigh bhóla go dtí Darren Shaughnessy. Darren fanna talún. Seo Michael Kennedy par anna chuntóirich. An cumán tití hiwig. Lena Roig agus buinte go maithige. Isteach go dtí Eugene O'Neill agus hairse dras ná again Eugene had given it out the Hobradorn.
That could be the winner for Tipperary. Eugene O'Neill again, the man to get the point.
Agus scéal eile again Jim Carney doing. Eddie Carey take a head of the Hobradorn. Ach Shachuin, Cathal O'Reilly. Well, take a shin, Ronan Cullinane and Hallin. Agus Calais did the stick at Eugene Cloonan. That never to land on today. It took a hit on Talon. Agus and the really back to get Eugene Cloonan. Agus stick in the other board. Eugene sheet in the down. Agus the revenge did the stick there. Jonathan Calais in it.
Well, this is an incident between Fergal Heaney and Eugene Cloonan. And fists were flying and a little bit more as well, and I think the referee could really have his hands full here, because he has to discipline Fergal Heaney, the Tipperary fullback. He's already booked him and he could well be seen. And indeed the Galway mentors were off the bench. They were totally angered and very incensed at what they saw. And Noel Lane, as you can see, the manager in there, and let's see what the referee Joe O'Leary from Cork is going to do.
Joe Hayes and son agus. No lane. Ach, cad again ag multoid. A bhfuil unad a dhéile teachta ar bord don Gaillimh. Paul Kennedy take ahead of bord don Gaillimh agus lucht takeíocht na Galí anna bhí hásta go Joe leis an multoid.
I must say I'm a little bit disappointed that Joe Leary at that stage did not take action because it warranted action.
Seo John Carroll agus cuman bhuaid Habradorn mar a bhain an Gaillimh Cole. The nómatí sa nómar dearnach ag fad. Pachal O'Reilly ceann anna háchtach dóibh. Seo William Maher captain Habradorn. Bhfuilte go dtí Paddy O'Brien, Paddy isteach John Cole, Paddy go hárdach róada irgis. Well, Hurling idir na fórne, agus Habradorn chan cín, dunach a fechi, an Stitterson, bhfuilte amach ag gidí, Michael Kennedy, ábharín I Joe taobh na láimh edition, ach pása go bhfuil Habradorn chan cín agus go bhfuil nómar te cuis den nómatí fihid imar a mithig. Agus béidir in seanstar nach ar fad an Gaillimh, meachtarsteach an na róthar ar fad. Anna Haváil go Joe ceann fíorthachtacha ag Thomas Costello amach go dtí Tomás Keane agus anna ísibh de Habradorn in Counson. Habradorn skippahead Landon Dolovanson agus puck sair bheith ann den Gaillimh.
Temper's just being at a boiling point at the moment, but Joe Leary was correct here to give the free to Galway. Straight off the ground by the Tipperary man.
Chance fós again Gaillimh by Gedin Lohan Council Wallastach, Rory Gantley Cork, Eden Shahir Machtastach and Ronan Cullinan. Ronan Cullinan and Matt Lishka forward. Eugene Cloonan and Tom Nadeshika Eugene and Machtastach agus Sabal Hagamah get Fergal Horgan. Wiltamach agus on Gaillimh Falls in the sea. Yemen Dunahu a Cork. Ach tá buite ige William Maher agus sné tá Craig na Head and buite ige Habradorn and Shale County agus an Gaillimh an the Yimach at Pad. Tipperary Sunile Valta Sunile Chloe Canish and I Habradorn. Agus Kelura and son ige Habradorn. Sné William Hickey agus na Raunoidi agus illegal agus an Shale County gan Ishika. An chora le ein chunta ile in éireann ó heb craobhacha minúid. Agus beag an Gaillimh mí hásta, anna bhí hásta gur chaileadar an Council. Agus gan an irid san ar fad in éachar istigir I báid ceach. Minúir na Gailí, sute síos ar a dóinint sa agus iad anna Yimach at fad, no lane, a mechtastach agus ráilethe éirí an dalamh. Agus ní hóg fá ara a bheith chodíach agus a háid. Ach in éan ré bhuaach ag Habradorn le Hurling an scór dearnach Habradorn a dó cehardíag, Gaillimh dó a dó díag.
Yes, an epic replay then, and Tipperary coming out successful in the end, turning around that 7-point deficit at half-time to claim the All-Ireland minor title. We have, of course, the senior game coming up a little bit later on here at Croke Park. Throw-in for that is at 3:30, where we have some music and entertainment for you after this commercial break.
Known by the abbreviation